Hello, family. We wanted to make a quick video. We realized that not everyone who calls us home was able to be in the house. And so we wanted to make a quick video just going over once again some new things that we are bringing as we made our transition last Sunday. Three things that we discussed was really a new purpose, a new mission, and revaluing and reevaluating our values and our culture. And so, one of the things I felt the Lord tell me when this process began was the idea that fresh vision requires fresh purpose, which always requires new mission. And so, we just wanted to make a video just to update and remind everybody of who we are and what we're doing, right? And so, our purpose, we feel like as a church and as a kingdom family, is that Be Love Co. was founded as a kingdom family rooted in Jesus Christ to bring the hope and the joy and the good news of the kingdom of God to our city and to our region. And we feel like this purpose overall affects our mission. And the mission of our house is simply broken down like this: that we would believe the good news, become the good news, and share the good news. And within these three things, we believe is found everything that we are called to do and called to be. And so, with that, what we understand is that first, before we do anything, before we try anything, we believe. So, in believing the good news, what that means for us is that we actually believe in who God says that we are when we got saved. We actually believe in the new creation that we became, that this leaves its place of being a figurative language or a figurative sentence, but moves into the full reality that you have been made new and you have become a son or daughter. And when we begin to believe in who we are, what we believe is that you begin to move into becoming the good news. Becoming the good news is simply that the person that who you are simply is a image bearer and a display of what the good news is. Your life, your family, your vocation, everything about you begins to radiate what you believed. And when you believe the good news, you simply become the good news. And that really transitions us into our third, which is sharing the good news. We believe that the best form of mission in our city is a form of lifestyle mission rather than words we can say. And what we mean by that is that the reality is that the greatest way that you can represent Jesus is to simply be like him. When it comes to your business, when it comes to your vocation, your family, your circles of influence, at the end of the day, the thing that will influence people the most is who you are and how you act. And that oftentimes becomes the invitation that people are desiring and looking for into what it means to be a part of the gospel. And this really is why we've centered our mission around these three statements: is believing the good news, becoming the good news, and sharing the good news. This leads us into, for us, what is our three most important pieces of our values and our culture. Culture is what defines you. Culture is what makes up the identity, really, of your family, of your personhood. And so we've broken down our culture into these three specific things, which is identity, presence, and mission. And we believe these three things, when combined together, really create a fully spiritually formed family. And that, at the end of the day, is our greatest desire, is to look like Jesus and be a fully spiritually formed family. All of these things individually carry their own value, and then combined carry an even greater value. If we were to break it down, identity itself is really a value for yourself, a value for who you are, for who you've been created to be, for who you've been designed to be. When we think about presence, for us, that creates a value for gathering. We don't believe that our gatherings are simply made up of just getting together on Sunday, but we are a family and a community. For most of us, we're involved in sharing meals around a table, gathering to further discuss formation and who we've been designed to be. And so presence for us is the reason why we gather. It's the thing that we hope to encounter. And so we believe when we carry presence as a high value, it actually creates within us a desire to gather. And our third would be mission. And we believe that mission carries a value for what you're sent out to do. At the end of the day, the church was designed for the equipping of the saints. The church was designed not for the lost, but for the son and for the daughter, to equip them to do the work of the ministry and to bring the kingdom everywhere they are. This is why Jesus says that the kingdom of God has come. And Paul says that the church is made for the equipping of the saints, for the building up of men and women to do the work of the ministry. And so we believe when we gather as a family and we participate in one identity and presence, it automatically leads us to be fully charged, to be sent out to be who we are designed to be, which is image bearers and to be representatives of the kingdom and representatives of Jesus by simply looking like him. And we believe that these three circles or pieces combined are what really bring full formation to a family. When we see people who identify themselves correctly, who have a value and desire for presence, who see the purpose and focus of carrying out the mission of what the kingdom truly is, when those three things combined is when you truly see a spiritually formed family. For us, this is the DNA and the genetic makeup of who we are as a family. This is the purpose, this is the mission, and these are the values of who we are and what we're designed to be. And every time we gather, the hope is that we would look at these things and realize this is the purpose, these are the reasons, and this is the why for us. And so we are super excited about what everything that is coming up or everything that we have coming up. And we're super excited just to see how our family grows and for people to eventually look and say, those are people that look like Jesus. Love everybody.